Have you ever wondered how French women manage to keep their homes so elegant all the time, even though they have lives as busy as yours? In this video, I will reveal the 10 secrets that French women have used for generations to have a home that impresses any visitor, without spending a fortune or spending the whole day cleaning. Look, I know that keeping your house beautiful seems impossible with so many things to do on a daily basis. We always think we need a lot of money or a lot of time, but that's not true. French women have discovered a way to have homes that look like something out of decorating magazines without sacrificing their social life or their budget. And best of all, you will see that they are simple habits that anyone can copy. If you don't learn these techniques, you will continue to spend money on decor that doesn't work and time on cleaning that doesn't last. Stay until the end because there's a tip in the middle of the video that completely changed my way of organizing my house, and I'm sure it will change yours too. Tip 1. Less is more. A secret to minimalist decor. French women know very well that having a house full of things does not mean having an elegant house. In fact, an excess of objects is the first enemy of elegance. When we enter a French house, the first thing we notice is how everything seems to have its right place, without that feeling of suffocation that we often feel in homes with a lot of decoration. This happens because French women follow a simple rule. If it's not useful or doesn't bring real joy, it doesn't deserve space in the house. Think about it with me. How many things do you have in your house that you haven't used in over a year? Probably many. French women do seasonal cleaning, usually with each change of season. They pick up each object and question whether it really needs to be there. A vase that has been hidden in the closet for years. Clothes that no longer fit. Books that will never be reread. These all go away. But be careful. This doesn't mean throwing away important memories. French women are masters at keeping what really matters and getting rid of what just takes up space. And you can start this habit today. Choose one room, the most problematic in your house, and dedicate 30 minutes to identify 5 things that can leave. You don't need to do everything at once. The important thing is to create the habit of asking, does this really need to be here? Over time, you will notice that your home becomes not only more elegant but also easier to keep organized and clean. The feeling of space this brings is incredible and completely transforms the environment. Tip 2. Quality over quantity. Invest in what lasts. French women have a different relationship with consumption. While many of us chase the latest trends, buying cheap items that soon break or go out of style, French women prefer to wait and save up to buy something quality that will last years, perhaps decades. This applies to everything in the house, from kitchen utensils to living room furniture. Think of a French woman buying a pan. She will not choose the cheapest or the most beautiful, but rather the one made with the best materials and by a brand recognized for its durability. This pan will probably cost 3 times as much as a regular one, but it will last 20 years instead of 2. In the long run, this not only saves you money, but also reduces the stress of constantly having to replace items. The same goes for furniture. A quality armchair may cost the price of 3 cheap armchairs, but in addition to lasting much longer, it will maintain its elegance over the years, while cheap ones will soon show signs of wear. What's more, quality objects generally have more timeless designs, which means they don't become dated. That coffee table you bought 15 years ago is as elegant today as it was the day it arrived at your home. To start this habit, make a list of the items in your home that you use most and that are in the worst condition. When replacing them, instead of running to the nearest store and buying the cheapest one, research, compare, see reviews, and if possible, test before buying. Yes, you will spend more now, but you will save a lot in the future, as well as having a much more elegant home. Tip 3. The power of fresh flowers. If there's one thing you'll always find in a French home, it's an arrangement of fresh flowers. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate or expensive. Often it is just a small bouquet of wildflowers or some flowers from the garden itself. The important thing is that they are natural and fresh flowers. French women know that flowers bring life, color, and a subtle scent to any space. It's incredible how this simple detail can completely transform a room. You enter a simple apartment but come across a beautiful arrangement of flowers on the coffee table, and the place instantly seems more welcoming and cared for. French women generally buy flowers once a week, usually at the local market or neighborhood flower shops. They prefer seasonal flowers, which are not only cheaper, but also last longer. And don't think that this is an expensive luxury. For the cost of one gourmet coffee a week, you can keep fresh flowers at home. Another tip is to divide a larger bouquet into several small vases and distribute them around the house. One on the dining table, another in the bathroom, another on the bedside table. So, with a single bouquet, you can brighten up several environments. And don't worry if you don't understand floral arrangements. French women prefer arrangements that look natural, almost as if they were just plucked from the garden. Nothing too elaborate or artificial. To start this habit, choose one day of the week to be your flower day. It could be Sunday when you hold the market, or Friday to welcome the weekend with the most beautiful house. Start with more resistant flowers like lilies, which last longer, and gradually try other varieties. You'll be surprised at how this little habit brings a sense of care and elegance to your home. Hey, are you enjoying the video? So, don't miss any of the next tips. Subscribe to the channel now and activate the bell to receive notifications of all new videos. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? Does your home have some French flair? Let's get back to the tips, because the next one will surprise you. Tip 4. The art of proper lighting. French women perfectly understand the impact of lighting on the atmosphere of a home. They know that no matter how beautiful the decor, if the lighting is poor, the room will never look truly elegant. The secret is to have multiple light sources at different heights and intensities, rather than relying solely on the overhead light. A typical French home will have table lamps, floor lamps, indirect lights, and candles. This allows you to create different environments in the same space as needed. During the day, French women maximize natural light by keeping curtains open and using strategically placed mirrors to reflect light. At night, they prefer softer, more welcoming lighting. You will rarely see a French woman using an overhead light at night unless she is doing a specific task that requires a lot of brightness. Instead, they light lamps and candles, creating a more intimate and relaxing environment. Candles, in fact, are an indispensable item in French homes, not just for special occasions, but for everyday life. A simple candle lit during dinner transforms an ordinary meal into a special moment. And don't think this is expensive. You can find simple candles at affordable prices, and they last a long time if used correctly. To start this habit, take inventory of the light sources in your home. If you only have ceiling lights, consider adding at least one lamp in each room. Try positioning mirrors in front of windows to increase natural light, and buy some simple candles to use during meals or moments of relaxation. You will notice an immediate difference in the atmosphere in your home. Tip 5. The table is always ready to receive. Have you ever noticed how in French films there's always that scene of an impromptu dinner that looks like something out of a decorating magazine? This is because French women always keep their dining tables organized and ready to receive, even when they are not expecting guests. This is a habit that makes all the difference in the overall appearance of the house and the ability to receive people without stress. In French homes, the dining table is never a place where correspondence, keys, bags, and other everyday items are piled up. It is treated with respect as a space dedicated to meals and socializing. Even when not in use, the table will have a pretty tablecloth or placemat, perhaps a small flower arrangement, or a decorative bowl in the center. The French don't save their best crockery just for special occasions. They wear their beautiful pieces every day, believing that every meal deserves to be celebrated. This doesn't mean that you need to wear crystal and china every day, but it does mean that you shouldn't keep your beautiful things waiting for an occasion that may never come. A practical tip is to keep a drawer or shelf with basic items for a beautiful table: fabric napkins, candles, and a simple but elegant tablecloth. That way, when someone calls saying they're stopping by for coffee, you don't panic. In a matter of minutes, your table will be ready to welcome you with class and without stress. To implement this habit, start by allocating a specific space for items that are usually on the table, such as a small tray at the entrance for keys and mail. Then, invest in a beautiful towel or placemats that match your decor. Finally, take out those special pieces that you keep in your closet and start using them on a daily basis. After all, what fun is having beautiful things if no one sees them? Tip 6. The daily cleaning ritual. French women don't spend the entire weekend cleaning the house. Instead, they incorporate small cleaning tasks into their daily routine, which keeps their home looking presentable without requiring a lot of effort. This is perhaps one of the most important secrets to maintaining an elegant home without becoming a slave to cleaning. The principle is simple. Never leave a room without leaving it slightly better than when you entered it. This means taking that cup with you that was left in the living room, folding the sofa blanket before going to sleep, cleaning the bathroom sink after using it in the morning. These are small gestures that take seconds, but when added together, they make a huge difference in the overall appearance of the house. French women also have the habit of doing a quick tidy-up before bed. They spend about 10 minutes organizing misplaced items, straightening the sofa cushions, cleaning the kitchen counter. The goal isn't to deep clean, but rather to ensure you wake up to a reasonably organized home. Imagine the difference between starting your day in a kitchen with a sink full of dirty dishes or a clean, organized kitchen. This affects not only the appearance of your home, but also your mood and productivity. Another secret is to keep cleaning products accessible in strategic areas. A multi-purpose spray and some cloths in the bathroom, for example, make it easy to clean up quickly after a shower. To incorporate this habit, start by establishing a 10-minute tidying routine before bed. Use a timer to avoid overdoing it. Then, identify small tasks that can be incorporated naturally into your day, such as cleaning the sink while brushing your teeth, or putting away your clothes right after taking them off. Over time, these small gestures will become automatic, and your home will always be ready to receive unexpected visitors. Tip 7. The importance of aromas in the home. One of the first things we notice when entering a house, even unconsciously, is the smell. French women know this and pay close attention to the aromas in their homes, creating a complete sensorial experience for those who visit them. It's not about filling the house with artificial flavors or intense smells. On the contrary, French women prefer subtle and natural scents, which create a welcoming atmosphere without being overpowering. A common practice is to boil some spices in water, such as cinnamon, cloves, and orange peel, to naturally perfume the room. Or use lavender sachets in the closets, which not only leave your clothes smelling delicious, but also keep moths away. Scented candles are also widely used, but in moderation. A single quality candle in a room is enough, and the French are careful to choose fragrances that match the season: fresher and floral in spring and summer, warmer and woodier in autumn and winter. Another interesting trick is to keep an aroma diffuser near the entrance to the house. Thus, the first impression of those who arrive is already positive. But perhaps the simplest secret is to ensure good daily ventilation. French women have the habit of opening their windows for at least 10 minutes every day, even in winter, to refresh the air. This avoids that closed environments smell that we often don't even notice because we're used to it. To implement this habit, start by establishing a daily ventilation routine. Then, try natural ways to scent your home, like boiling spices or using aromatic plants like basil and rosemary in the kitchen. Avoid excessive use of artificial products, which can cause headaches and nausea in some people. Remember that the goal is to create a pleasant and subtle environment, not a perfumery. Before continuing with the next tip, I want to tell you about something special that I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a guide with secrets that completely transformed my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Tip 8. Curating books and personal objects in French homes. Books and personal objects are not just functional items, but fundamental elements of decoration that tell the story of who lives there. French women understand that a truly elegant home reflects the personality and interests of its residents. Therefore, they practice what we can call conscious curation of these items. On the French shelves, you won't find books bought just to decorate or matched by color. Instead, you'll see a carefully chosen collection of titles that have actually been read and enjoyed. The books are arranged to facilitate access, not just as decorative objects. The same applies to personal objects. Instead of filling the house with generic souvenirs or meaningless objects, French women prefer to have fewer items, but each with a story to tell. That little sculpture might have been found at a flea market in Paris, while that vase was a gift from her grandmother. These objects, full of memories, create a unique and personal atmosphere that no mass-purchased decoration can replicate. An interesting trick is the way French women organize these items. They generally group objects with similar characteristics, whether by material, color, or theme, creating small, visually harmonious vignettes. For example, a collection of shells found on different beaches can be grouped together on a pretty tray, creating an interesting focal point. To implement this habit, start by reviewing your books and decorative objects. Ask yourself, does this have any meaning to me? Does it bring me joy? Or remind me of something important? Be ruthless with items that are just there to fill space. Then, try reorganizing the ones that remain, grouping them more intentionally. You'll see that a smaller but more meaningful collection will have much more visual and emotional impact than dozens of personality-less objects. Tip 9. The balance between old and new. A striking characteristic of French houses is how they manage to harmoniously mix old and modern pieces, creating environments that are both current and full of history. This is a secret that makes all the difference when creating an elegant home without falling into the trap of looking like a store showroom. French women are not afraid to mix an antique table that belonged to the family with contemporary chairs, or to place a modern work of art on a classic-style chest of drawers. They understand that the contrast between different eras creates an interesting visual tension that gives personality to the environment. This approach is also extremely practical and cost-effective. Instead of replacing all the furniture when they want to update the decor, they simply add or replace a few key pieces, keeping those with sentimental value or exceptional quality. A common technique is to use larger furniture in more classic and timeless styles, which will not go out of style easily, and bring contemporary accessories, which are easier and cheaper to replace as trends change. Another interesting aspect is how French women value pieces with history, even if they are not valuable. A simple table found in a thrift store, for example, can gain special attention if it has an interesting design or quality wood. They don't care if something isn't perfect or has signs of use. On the contrary, they consider that these characteristics add character and authenticity to the object. To incorporate this habit, start by looking at your home with fresh eyes. Identify which pieces have enough quality or sentimental value to be kept long-term. Then, think about how you can add contrasting elements that bring a more contemporary look. This could be as simple as swapping out the old sofa cushions for models with current prints, or hanging a piece of modern art next to that classic mirror you inherited from your grandmother. Tip 10. The importance of small, everyday luxuries. The French woman's last secret for an elegant home is not about decoration or organization, but about the way they transform ordinary moments into special experiences through small, everyday luxury. This is a fundamental principle of the art of living well that French women master so naturally. In French homes, You won't find disposable tableware or rough towels kept for everyday use. Instead, French women wear their best things regularly, believing that each day deserves to be celebrated. A simple breakfast is served on beautiful crockery. Tuesday dinner has fabric napkins. And even when they are alone at home, they make a point of setting the table properly. This doesn't mean spending fortunes. Small luxuries can be extremely affordable. A handmade soap in the bathroom instead of industrialized soap dye. A scented candle lit during the shower. Good quality cotton sheets that improve sleep. These are details that seem frivolous at first glance, but that completely transform our everyday experience. French women are also masters at creating rituals. Afternoon tea served in a beautiful cup. The time to read a few pages of a book before going to sleep in a cozy space in the house. The habit of watering the plants while enjoying the sunset through the window. These small moments of conscious pleasure elevate the experience of being at home. To implement this habit, identify areas of your daily routine that could be improved with small touches of sophistication. Maybe it's time to replace those worn-out towels with softer ones or invest in a set of cups that will make your morning coffee more enjoyable. Establish small rituals that mark the transitions in your day, such as lighting a candle when you finish work to signal the beginning of rest time. You'll find that these little luxuries not only make your home more stylish, but also significantly improve your quality of life. We have reached the end of our tour of French women's secrets for an always elegant home. As we have seen, it is not about spending a lot or following passing trends, but rather about cultivating conscious habits that transform our spaces and our relationship with them. From daily cleaning rituals to the art of mixing old with new, including the importance of fresh flowers and adequate lighting, all of these habits share the same philosophy that our home should be an authentic reflection of who we are, a place that welcomes us and elevates us at the same time. The amazing thing is that you don't need to implement everything at once. Start by choosing one or two of these habits that resonate most with you. Maybe it's time to do some spring cleaning and get rid of what you no longer need, or invest in some fresh flowers weekly. As these habits become natural, you can add others. Remember that the goal is not perfection, but rather to create a space that brings joy and comfort to you and your loved ones. After all, true elegance is not in appearance, but in the way we make ourselves feel. And now I want to know, which of these habits are you going to start implementing today? Leave your choice in the comments and tell me about your experience over the next few weeks. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share with friends, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.